There's a lot of noise coming out for Toronto real estate market stats in April of 2025. But what if I told you that sales are actually the highest they've been year to date? Let's jump into the market stats in 3 minutes or less. Here we go. Jumping right into it here. Here are the keys for April 2025. GTA, second slowest April on record. Of course, April 2020 was the slowest. We all know that the world was basically shut down in April of 2020. Now in Toronto, very different than the rest of the GTA. April 2021, most transactions ever. So right after that slow April 2020, we saw 4,705 sales in April 2021. April 2025, still that second slowest ever, which was 2,162. So about half the sales of the highest ever. And by the way, City of Toronto hit its peak for pricing in April of 2022. For the City of Toronto, April was actually the highest amount of sales we have seen in 1 month since the start of 2025. It hasn't been a crazy busy year for Toronto real estate as a whole, but for April, we did see sales increase from March to April and from January to April as well. April prices were actually the highest we've seen since 2022, which was the peak. And if we keep in mind where April prices have gone since the start of this year, prices are actually up from January about 20%. So if you purchase something in January of 2025, the average price has gone up basically 20% since then. And we did have an election that's come and gone now. Tariff talks continue with everything going on in the White House. Fixed rates have come up a little bit this month, and the Bank of Canada overnight rate remained unchanged in April. So fixed and variable rates hovering in around that 4.25% range right now. Condo sales made up 42% of sales. So condos are still selling. And when you take a look at the full breakdown in the next video, we'll break all of that down. What exactly has been happening in the condo market? Offer dates are still happening in the City of Toronto. And if you are looking for the prime areas and prime real estate in the city, there are multiple offers on these properties. They're still selling for great prices out there. Toronto months of inventory, we know we always break down these numbers. Detached is actually down months of inventory from March, so it's still trending towards a seller's market, but very much in a balanced market. Semi-detached is actually up from March, but still around that 2 mark, so that is still a very hot property in the City of Toronto. Rows and townhouses at 3.7, that's actually up from March, so that's still very balanced for rows and townhouses. And condos is up in and around that 6.84 mark, which is very much a buyer's market for condos out there in the City of Toronto. So there's your quick snapshot, market stats, April 2025. Click on that first link down below, scan a QR code if you want to know how to strategize for planning your Toronto real estate move in 2025. I'm Michael Ouzas. Thanks for watching.